Welcome to the ISE Barcelona, the annual tech show for the systems integration and audio-visual industry. So let's find out what's happening in 2026. Well, NETGEAR is back at the ISE for 2026, and John, you're back in Barcelona.
We're here, so happy to be back here again. Good to see you again too.
And great to see you too. Now you've got two new switches you're going to talk to us about today. Tell us what they are and who will use them.
We do. We're happy to announce new products. It's always fun for a trade show. So there are a couple switches behind me here you can see. One is a 100 gig per port switch. We have a 16 port switch. That's this guy on top here. So that's really, as we're seeing all the other sources being aggregated up, they need a lot of bandwidth. So our 100 gig switch provides a lot of bandwidth for a lot lower cost than you might expect as well. The second one has these awesome Neutric connectors. So Neutric is the brand everybody trusts for locking connectors. And we have the etherCON connectors on the front for Ethernet connectors that'll lock in there. We have opticalCON for fiber connectors for long distance, and that's your uplink card for the most part. So for getting those signals up to a different switch across a long distance, the fiber cards are there. They have single mode and multimode fiber. But also we have on the back, the most important one, the power connector. So the powerCON connector also makes sure you plug it in and turn it and it locks. So for live events, for broadcast, for whatever, that's not going to pull out and you're going to be safe for a lot of applications.
So the new switch has this modular uplink card slot. Why is that so important for broadcasts then?
Well, it gives a flexibility for people. So if you buy the switch and you have regular Ethernet copper ports, great. But if you don't and you need to go a little farther distance, you need fiber ports. And with that we have there's different kinds of fiber as well. So we have single mode fiber, multi-mode fiber, but it gives you the flexibility of either you need it now out of the gate, or you could buy it a couple years later and buy a different uplink card for what your needs are later on.
John, everything is IP based, or it will be, but I'm hearing that some people are struggling with bandwidth and wondering if their networks can cope with this. What are you doing to address that?
Well, there's actually a couple things. One is the new switch. One of our new switches has 1600 gig ports. So people are realizing with audio applications, it doesn't take as much bandwidth, but you start putting video on a network, especially SMPTE 2110 and a broadcast standard, of course, and others, it requires a lot of bandwidth. And then you need to have that go up the chain, if you will, up the rack to the top of the rack. And our 16 port 100 gig switch will give you the opportunity to keep it all within NETGEAR with our awesomeness, I will just say that. So that's really what helps. The other part of that is with our network design team. So we can help people design their system for them without even paying for it. It's a free service we offer. Or you can get professional services as well to help make sure your system now uses the right switches in the right place, and we're able to do all that for you.
Now IP needs people who understand and have IT skills. How are you coping with that? Where are we in the industry right now with making sure that people are equipped with the skills they need?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, and we've been talking about this for a lot of years. AV over IP in general has been around for 10 years or so maybe. So I think it's teaching all the AV people IT, and there's some, of course, teaching IT people about AV as well. But as NETGEAR, we've been able to focus and bring a lot of courses. We have our own training academy.
Oh, super.
So we hired an awesome training manager a few years ago. He's really focused on 2110 training. We have a great course on that. And this is all free, by the way, too. So you don't have to go somewhere and pay money to learn about all these concepts. You can do it on your own time, self-paced training, get a certificate and be proud of that as well. But we're also hosting other manufacturers training on our own academy. So we're able to be a source for the entire industry to learn about AV over IP, learn about broadcast, 2110, timing, blah, 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 all these different things. You can find a place at NETGEAR Academy.
And you can always upskill.
Exactly.
You have to embrace it.
You have to.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people in broadcast have learned what they learned, and it's awesome, and we couldn't do without them.
Yeah.
But there's a little change now to things that they may not be as comfortable with in IP. So here's a way to do that on your own.
So NETGEAR as a brand, as a name, people know it because they have it in their homes. It's the residential market. But you've become increasingly popular in the AV market. How's the broadcast market treating you?
So far so good. I mean, we've actually been in the broadcast market for years with things like NDI and AVB and Dante Audio, and now we're making more inroads with things like 2110. That's a specialized type of protocol that requires certain things on our switches, hardware, to make sure that timing is perfect. So we've been able to, just recently, last year really, introduce more switches that can handle that. and give people a better cost alternative for one thing, but also keep it with a company that knows how to configure those switches for all these different types of protocols within one, and not making you rely on going to 40 different menus and setting parameters in different ways. But we have a different way of approaching that situation, a profile based. So we can set that profile across multiple ports and multiple switches, and make sure that that is going to work for you every single time. So NETGEAR's slowly getting into the broadcast world. They're starting to adopt us for sure, but we've already been playing there for years on the edge and in different ways. But now we're making a real focused effort from the top down, from our CEO down, literally saying we need to focus on the marketplace. So here we are.
Here we are, and you're here to stay.
Yes.
John, lovely to see you. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, same here.